What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Pop by Culture. I'm your host, Josh McDonald. I'm here with my main man, Drew, aka Dolan, aka he writes comics. I guess I write comics too.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to make sure I breathe tonight. We had pollen like going crazy, so I'm trying not to sniff and sneeze all over the place. But we're here to talk comics. We're here to talk about last week's comics. But before we do that, I do want to check in with Drew. How's it going, brother?
Oh boy, it's been a wild month, wild week. We've got just a little bit more than 2 weeks before MegaCon and kicks off, and getting everything. So everything's all at the printers. We're waiting for everything to come back in. So we're in that. Let's see how soon we can get them, because one of those covers we got plans for. So hopefully we get them in time so we can do our thing with them and get them back. And on top of that, I've been dealing with production of Unholy Nightmare 3 and 4, trying to do interviews talk about those, and being involved in a production of another tie-in to Unholy Nightmare as well. I've been kind of a little more hands-offish on that one. It's like because my plate is full enough as it is, and
fair.
But, the cat's out of the bag now. One of the covers that we have being done right now is Ethan Van Sciver. Yes. Ethan Van Sciver has done a Unholy Nightmare cover. He illustrated this live over like 9 different live streams, and yeah, and he kept getting taken down because of playing music and everything. But it looks so damn good. It's being colored right now by his guy Kyle. So great dude to talk with, and I'm supposed to be getting it back hopefully by the end of the week. I can't wait to see it. Nice. This was a big get, and this should be. We're hoping everything should be done in time this year. So issue 3 should be launching this summer. Issue 4 should be launching right afterwards, late summer, fallish, hopefully.
Nice. Yeah, I think if you could coordinate for summer and then like Halloween, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's the plan. Because Andre's already working on issue. He's already halfway through issue.
Yeah,
I sent you that.
Looks so good. Dude.
I sent you that double pager he did. It's just like I showed it to Aaron, and he's like, we're making that a chromium cover. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
yep, done.
See, I didn't even think of that. I was just like, yo, this looks so good. But did you?
Oh, there we go. I'm back.
You knocked your ears out. That's awesome. I was saying I didn't even think about doing the chromium cover. I was just like, dude, this art looks so freaking good. Full spread of the characters, all of them doing some crazy action stuff. So yeah, very, very nice. And then MegaCon's gonna be here before you know it. You said about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, MegaCon's gonna be here in about 2 weeks. Yeah, and before we know it, we're gonna. So I looked at the floor plan. We are right by the entrance, which is awesome. However, we are wedged between Big Time Collectibles and Unknown Comics. So between the three of us, it's like boom, boom, boom. It is going to be log jammed in that aisleway. It is going to be nuts, because people forget, like, if you don't know, never been, Unknown Comics, they got a lot of big names, but their big draw they usually have, they have the X-Men 97 voice cast there with them. So that it is log jammed with all their fans. So be prepared to fight the crowd, but we'll be there. Don't worry. All right, remain calm. We'll be there to sell you some cool hot books.
Very nice. Very nice. Real quick, I do want to say hello to the chat before we start talking about the books from last week. As always, we have Cajun Corey in the house with evening. Good evening, sir. It's nice to see you here. We also have Leslie Noren Lear in the house. Evening.
Hey.
Good evening, my lady. It's always nice to see you. Is Leslie, is she going to be at MegaCon or no?
Yes, she is. She'll be there.
Oh, very cool.
I'll be her security. I'll be her security detail. Make sure no sleazy resellers are hanging around her, or sleazy comic book producers are around her. Stay away. So yeah.
Well, if you're gonna be at MegaCon and you want some Lyrics Lee covers, there you go. Go sign. I don't know if she's gonna be at a booth or anything, but
no, she will be with Comic Sketch Art. In Comic Sketch Art, they've got their Josh, they've got their their murderer's row of creators.
Yes.
So yeah, she'll be probably wedged between, I don't know, Jason Aaron and Donnie Cates. I don't know. But I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
We do have the Grizz MD in the house with pull out those floppies. Indeed, we're about to pop them out and whatever, flop those things. Yeah. Corey is also going to be in Florida in 2 weeks, so that'll be fun. I hope you guys have fun there. I will be here. I'm not making. MegaCon's one of the cons I really want to get to because I haven't been to it yet.
You should be coming, man. Come on, be fun.
It's just more so the fact that I've got a new puppy who's been great, but now he's on like a really bad destructive phase. Like,
well, just be like every other jackass that goes to these shows and they say their dog is a quote unquote service dog when it's clearly not a service. When it's clearly not a service dog.
Oh, yeah, no, people would know he's not a service dog because he is not that well behaved yet. He is way too hyper. But I do have a friend that's a doctor, so I probably could get a note if I wanted to.
Yeah, give the doggy Xanax a call today. There you
go. He's just like on the floor. We're like, is he all right? Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's breathing. He's good. Yeah, I love it. And we also have the Outcast Creative. So we've got a question here. Can you guys recommend me a good graphic novel? No Marvel or DC. Big fan of The Walking Dead, Fiends of Eastern Front, and Standalone series.
Standalone. Okay, so I've got a ton of graphic novels and stuff I can recommend. Because I'm an indie fiend. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at my indie shelf over here. I mean, I can recommend Airboy by Chuck Dixon. I can recommend Grindel by Matt Wagner. The Crow by James O'Barr. I can recommend Grimjack by John Ostrander and Tim Truman. Mm-hmm. I can recommend Miracle Man by Alan Moore and with John Tollivan, Stephen Bissett. Chuck Austin, Alan Davis on the art. I can recommend. Let's see here. I'm looking at my other indie stuff I got. You know what? What I can also recommend is go to the. You can get these on Amazon. It's the EC Library. You can get these by the various artists that worked at EC Comics. Like this is one by by Wally Wood. This is Came to Dawn. So you get all the Wally Wood art in here that he did for EC Comics. So all the stuff that he did for Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, Shock Suspense stories, and they're all in that original black and white. So you see just what they look like when they're inked, and they are glorious. Yeah. If you love art and you love those old school stories, this is for you.
Dude, Wally Wood was so ahead of his time.
Dude, it's just so ahead of his time. It's so tragic when you hear about what happened to him, and just when he says like, if I had known what was going to happen to me, I would have cut off my hands before doing this. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, that's wild.
But it's still a pioneer, an absolute pioneer in the business.
Yeah. And if you want some options for like more recent stuff, I would say Sacrificers. Rick Remender's been excellent. What else have we had? Pretty much anything from Ghost Machine's been really good. They've got a couple of trades out there. And then, dude, anything Mark Miller's doing, just go get it. Like he's had these nice little one-offs of short, compact stories for different characters.
Yeah, whether it's Nemesis, Huck, King of Spies. That's one that's kind of getting memory hold right now. King of Spies is so damn good. You want to read an old man Bond? That is for you. That is amazing.
Yep. So a lot of good stuff out there. And then just if you are looking for certain genres or something, reach out and we'll definitely recommend stuff. But
we'll steer you in the right direction. Don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta say, just because I'm reading through it again, and it's technically DC, but the Spectre Omnibus just came out for back in November, and it feels like an indie book. So maybe go check it out. It's I love it.
It's like when you look at it, what they were printing. What they were doing in that time at DC Comics, comparing that to everything else at DC, it's like this does not. One of these is not like the others. And this is clearly that, and it's like reading the 1980s Saga of the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. It is that damn good.
Yeah. But yeah, Outcast, thanks for that question, because that was a fun. It's a fun question, but it's such a loaded question. Because look, even though we tend to be critical of a lot of current books, we're here because we love comics, and we're critical because we want comics to be good. But yeah, if you ask us like, hey, what are some good books? Like, we will talk your ear off. So just be careful asking. We've got Jamin D in the house with the rock on. What's up, buddy? Nice to see you. We also have Coffee Drinking Preacher here. Became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And
speaking of which, we're going to be right across at MegaCon. We're going to be right across from that comics and coffee booth.
Oh, so, nice.
Jay, our buddy Jay, I guess he's going to be running that booth. Yeah, he's hooks us up with coffee all the time. Great coffee and comics, guys, right there. Yeah, we're at the convention.
Heck yes. Well, Coffee Drinking Preacher for the membership. Again, thank you. And let's go with a little bit of Thor for this.
Bring me Thanos!
Oh yeah. All right, going on to the rest of the Corey's excited to meet Leslie. That's awesome. And JK, I hate when people bring not service dogs out. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, JK. That's why I don't think I'd ever do it. The first Doberman I had, I did have her license for like hospital visits and stuff. So,
but it is so clear. I mean, like, I'm not saying it's a particular sex that does it, but but when you see them walking around and their dog is barking nonstop,
acting like an idiot, yeah. No, I know. It becomes very. Listen, if your dog is a service dog, they're going to act a very specific way. Just putting that out there. And then Outcast Creative said, thanks for the recommendations. Love the indie stuff. I'm right there with you, man. I've been more of an indie guy lately.
Me too.
Gonna add to it, if you want something that's a little more focused on theme than driving plot, Bear Pirate Viking Queen was like my favorite book from 2024. So that and the One Hand and the Six Fingers. Also, that's a kind of like weird mystery thing. But go check those two out as well. And then the Grizz recommends 30 Days of Night might be a good one. Yeah. Definitely gonna say that is a good one. Alrighty. So we are gonna go ahead and get into the books for this week. A decent number of books we're going to cover. So we're going to kick things off with some indie titles. So there you go, Creative. You get to listen to this as well. But I want to kick things off with Vertigo's latest release, and it's The Brutal Dark. I will say Vertigo has had a rough start so far.
You know, it's been a rough start, but compared to their previous rough start, very rough start they had back in 2018, 2017.
Yeah. Somewhere around in there. Yep.
It's slightly better. It's not much, but slightly better.
I will second that. I will also say I thought this out of the 3 titles now that they've released since this new relaunch.
Been 3? That's been 2. It's been 3.
I think it's 3. Because you had the Dennis Camp book, you had. I can't remember what the other one was. Was the one with the guy that's like the mobster, but he was like the total Chad, like
the hitman.
Yeah, the hitman.
The Cal Starks book.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't know Denise Camp had another one.
He was the first one that did it.
I didn't even read that one.
No, we did. I can't think of what it. Look, it was bad. It was not good, but. We didn't talk we talked about it. But we're like, yeah, no, don't waste your time with this. So that should listen. The fact that we don't even remember should tell you everything you need to know. Okay. Anyway,
and look, I'll be straight up with this issue. That there is more action on this cover than there is in this entire damn comic book. This comic was fucking boring. I could not believe it. Look, I love Chris Condon. He is a terrific writer.
Yeah.
But the opening of this, I'm like, it is all downhill after the opening of this because I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? It is just walking to museums, talking, talk, 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 and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. I will say I didn't hate it, but
No.
there was a point in the middle where it really was dragging for me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you have this opening scene where these guys are kind of like on this expedition. It's got very much like a Indiana Jones type of vibe, like they're looking for something. There's clearly something mystical involved here, like you know, Indiana Jones in that respect, not like the charisma of Indiana Jones. But yeah, they get this thing, and I'm like, cool, I'm on board. You got these like knights coming alive, but then nothing really happened. I thought this was weird. I thought Home Dude was about to get like decapitated.
Yeah, me too.
And then all these suits just kind of like fall over, but I didn't understand why. So they just kind of stopped, but you don't know why. Anyways, this anvil thing, it's the kind of like the catalyst of what we're focusing on, and then we jump to present day, I guess, or New York City.
1941.
Yeah, and we start following this private detective. And this opening scene, I was like, cool, I'm on board. But it's after this opening scene is when it really becomes a slog.
Yeah, it really it doesn't hit the brakes; it slams on the brakes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I think if you're, and again, a lot of these are going to end up feeling like Netflix pitches because that's kind of essentially what they are.
I fucking hate it. You can tell right away when you've been doing this as long as we have. You know right away what was a movie or TV script that has been transitioned to a comic book. The one I infamously called Netflix pitch, that Newbird comic that Chip Zdarsky did.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, Netflix pitch number one, and that was what that was. And this has the feelings of that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, again, I don't think it's bad, but it doesn't necessarily work for a comic. And you can read it and go like, yeah, it's fine. And that's kind of where I am. But it would work much better as a film or series where you've got the acting, you've got like the score, you've got the director and cinematographer doing interesting things and like setting the mood, and like it would work in that context. It just feels like a slog here. He's meeting up with the old officer that's back on the force again. Like, you're getting all this talking. He goes to a museum. We're talking about the museum, the exhibits. Our detective used to work for the it's all this stuff. And I literally got to this point and I was like, where is this going? And I'm not going to lie, I completely forgotten about the anvil at the beginning.
Bullseye. You completely forgot. It's so drawn out, dialogue heavy, that you completely forgot everything that happened at the very beginning of it. It's just like, oh, wait a minute, there wasn't actually a scene at the beginning of this.
Right. I will say, and this is to give the book some credit, when I got to the end, I was kind of like, okay, I'm on board. Because they do bring two mysteries in, and you find out they're both connected. And it does tie into the opening scene. So like, I was like, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that the setup, a little slow. I don't know we needed all of that. But I'm curious to see what happens next. So I'll definitely be checking out the next issue. And I like Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. I think they work really well together. Again, those are the guys that did That Texas Blood, and what was the Massacre or something?
Massacre. Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
that was really good too.
Yeah, they did that. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because it's this team. But yeah, a little bit of a slow start, but still some intriguing things here. So I would say if you like their stuff, go check it out. If you don't mind a slow burn, this could be really good for you. But I did get a little bored and a little tired kind of early on. So, moving on, I do want to talk about a book
that cover is a flagrant false advertisement. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it looks way more action packed than the book is. The book is very much an old school crime noir, but you're not even dealing with much crime. You got that opening, the two opening scenes, and then it's just character setup. Yeah, which is again is fine, but I like it. I like to start off strong. We're gonna move on to the next comic for tonight, and we're going to talk about Escape. It's a book that I've been liking more than Drew. Did you read this, Drew, or did you pass?
No, I'm done.
All right, I'll talk about this. So you've got our main character. He is well behind enemy lines. We went like 2 months without getting an issue, or I guess a little over a month without getting an issue.
Hmm.
But I really enjoyed issue 5 because it really kind of laid down a lot of nice character moments. You had our lead character kind of talking about how he hasn't been reading the letters that his wife has been sending him because he knows this is essentially a suicide mission. Um, he's talking about how they have a kid, but he doesn't even want to know the kid's name because then this kid, like, it was a lot of really nice emotional things. Nothing new to war stories, but it was done really well. And I think this is where Rick Remender does things well. Is he's a good when he hits it, he hits it. And I feel like his writing in a lot of this has been excellent. Now you do have the representation of these animal like creatures. So again, that's where Drew's not not as keen to this book. But we've got our main character. He's way behind enemy lines. He's trying to get to this facility to blow up whatever this thing is that they're trying to prevent. And he's solo. But you've got a nice kind of action pack, break and entering scene. And just when you're like, oh, good, he's getting it, you find out real quick, like, no, they're not even remotely that stupid, and they pull a quick one on him. So he gets in, they bring him to the commander, and there's an interesting conversation going back and forth between the two, and maybe not everything is as it seems, and I will kind of leave it at that. But yeah, I have to.
Oh, Josh, lost audio. But yeah, one thing I was just gonna say, just for me, I stopped reading it because look, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad story because it's not. It's just my issue is there's nothing in this world that really distinguishes it from a real world. Everything is the same. All the places, the buildings, everything. It's just you have animals in this world now, and it's like it's just like why not just tell a human story? I
Yeah.
but whatever. I'm sorry. I digress.
No, you're good. You're good. And I understand that. That's one of the things we've kind of talked about quite a bit. Because they had said they did it because they didn't want the like for people to go like, oh, this is America and this is Germany, but it's very blatantly.
Who cares?
It's still very blatantly
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I from a plot element, I do like this here that this commander is essentially saying like, hey, you think your wife is okay? We have spies all over there. They're watching you guys. I know everything about you. And he starts just listing information. That was a nice little moment in this that was creepy. And you're like, oh crap, because it put a doubt as in like whether his wife and family are actually okay. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. I still think it's a good read. So take your gander with it. But yeah, we're gonna hit one more indie book real quick before we jump to the comments and then into Marvel. But Hyde Street also came out this week. And I just mentioned like all the Ghost Machine stuff is worth getting. So we do have this issue coming out. And Drew, I'm going to let you take the lead with this one real quick.
Yeah, this one was good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the greatest. One thing that doesn't help is that Ivan Reese didn't do the art. This is the fill-in artist. Fill-in artist did a decent job. But in this issue, we follow the woman in the white veil. And on top of that, we discover that there may be someone, another power, someone that may be pulling the strings, if you will, someone that's locked up that's so dangerous. But on top of that, with the woman in the white veil, who's also she's a medium, she's able to read tarot cards. We see that there's other characters that we have yet to meet yet. We're probably going to be meeting in the subsequent issues. New characters, there they are. Yeah, new. Yep. So some we have met, some we haven't. So very curious to see what happens here with some of these characters. It's gonna be fun.
Heck yeah.
But after this, it's pretty much the origin story of the woman in the white veil.
Oh, nice.
See how she began. She was a huckster. She was a false 1920s medium, someone who Harry Houdini would gladly expose for being a BS artist. And she had a friend who helped her in her schemes. And eventually after all their shenanigans, they find their way to Hyde Street, and they get cursed. And her friend there becomes a dove, unfortunately. So she's cursed. Her friend is cursed as a dove, and she's stuck there collecting souls. So, yeah,
nice. Yeah, this has been another book that's been consistently good and fun. And you've got so many characters that we're following at this point, plus so many different spinoffs that they're getting to tackle a lot of different genres, and I think that's part of the fun of this book is it it feels different pretty consistently, and that's like a nice little pace going on.
I just wish the art would be more consistent because I mean, look. I mean, I'm not. This guy is a serviceable artist. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just that when you have Ivan Reis, who is a fucking rock star, and he's doing some of the best work he's done in decades,
yes,
it's like
that's what I was about to add to it. Is
okay.
Ivan's work on this title has been some of his best work that I've ever read. And it's because you can tell he's having fun with it, and like you can tell he loves what he's doing, and he is just killing it. But yeah, I think if we didn't have Ivan and we had this artist, we'd be like, yeah, the art's good. Just that comparative, it's like you've got good art and you've got the absolute greatness that Ivan's been bringing to the table, and it does make a difference. So, because I don't know, there's just he crams so much into his pages, and there's so much personality that's in there too. That I'm loving it. That's actually some original art I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. Like that would be awesome. So let's head to the comments real quick and see what's going on. We've got the Grizz MD said I enjoyed this, but very much a setup issue. It was the only Vertigo issue I bothered reading. Yeah, it's the only Vertigo issue I'd even remotely say check out, and I'm with you. It's very much a setup issue. We got Ugly Strawberry in the house. What's up, fools? What's up? How are you? And we've got Ninmaster 95 coming in with, do you think these Netflix pitch books will slow down since the movie TV deals are drying up? No, I think it's going to be the opposite. I think you're going to have a lot of writers that have these ideas, and they're going to quickly convert their scripts into comic scripts.
And we're going to quickly call them out because they are TV scripts. Because look, they are two very different mediums, and the pacing for a comic book is very different for the pacing of a TV or movie script.
Yeah,
and you can tell right away which one it is.
Right, and look, there are plenty of writers these days that write for the trade or the collection, so you'll get it to where the month-to-month issues don't always feel like like you get a complete thing going on within each issue, and then when it gets collected, it's fine. And I think that's what you're going to see with a lot of these things. But I do think that you've got to keep in mind that you can't just, all right, let me find a break point here and try to add a little bit of a cliffhanger to this to then move to the next. Like, you've got to really change your pacing. But I also think that as we're seeing more and more studios kind of scooping up these publishing companies, I feel like they're going to use this for things they're uncertain about. So if they get a movie script and they're like, we like the idea, we just don't know if it's going to make money, they might even push it towards whatever comic division they have access to.
And who knows, Chris Condon could have been sitting on this script for who knows how many years now. He could have had this in development at Netflix, but it's like they canceled it. And like, hey, I got this thing. You want this for Vertigo? Boom.
Yeah. And we're saying Netflix, but it's really just like Netflix,
Yeah.
Netflix was the first big studio that I think kind of was looking at it that way. If you go back a couple of years back, film looked down on television and comics, but especially comics, and things are kind of shifting and changing now.
Yeah,
you got a lot of crossover.
You can trace it all back to House of Cards. The House of Cards changed all that.
Yeah. But yeah, so if anything, I think you're just going to see more, not less. So we'll see. We're going to go ahead and move on to Marvel, and this is kind of like indie Marvel-ish crossover. But it is I'm clicking the wrong button. It's a new Predator book that came out, and
Speaking of boring.
Well, I don't know if I'd say it was boring, but I don't really know what it was.
Yeah, it was just it's like we barely see the Predator. We're following these jackasses around.
Yes.
Most of this issue, it felt like a reality TV show, and I'm just like, I don't like any of these characters.
Yeah.
And I hope all of them, every single one of them dies horribly. But knowing my luck, most of them won't. Most of them are probably going to survive. Joke will be on us.
Yep.
And I have no interest in coming back for issue 2.
So you saying reality TV show makes perfect. Look, I mean, this kind of feels like traditional Predator, sure, right here. These guards get taken out in a heartbeat. But this is where it feels like the story really gets starting. So you got this kind of like Fight Club type thing going on. First rule of Fight Club, no one talks about Fight Club, but it's like this tournament thing. So take like Street Fighter / Mortal Kombat / Fight Club, and that's really what you're focused on. And it was just weird because here it's like, okay, normal MMA type fighting. All right, cool. I see what you're doing. There's no way these people would ever stand a chance against a Predator. But then you start getting introduced to all these other characters that are just obnoxious and weird. You've got like a robot guy. You've got this chick. You've got the blue-haired ponytail guy.
I'm like, is this seriously happening right now? I'm like,
yeah.
Is this?
You can see it's all this setup of these guys going to this tournament to fight. Like it's just going, and it's not even great, right? Like even within the confines of this fight story, it's not even great writing. It's pretty hokey. But yeah, you get to it, and then once they actually, here's like you get these android, half human, half android mixes. And here, purple. I thought it was blue. My bad. This purple haired guy, which I don't know what we're doing, but okay. So go through all this. Finally, you get into the tournament itself, and then once the tournament actually starts, you then have the Predator come back into the picture, ish. But look, all of this. Well, I mean, yeah. So you get these two fighting, and this is where
it keeps going, and I'm just like, what the hell are we doing here?
I mean, you know what? This is what we should have been getting with DCKO, but you had tons of setup there, so it would have worked better. It's obnoxious characters that don't really work, and then like we don't know anything about these people, so you don't care.
No, we do know something. We know that we hate these characters. They're fucking obnoxious.
Fair.
Even the robot.
Yeah. So this dude pulls out a sword. Yeah.
Oh, Josh, you lost audio. Yeah, pulls out a sword. He got a blade. He's like, "Oh my god!" Guy from Troll 2, and it just. I know we're supposed to be shocked and all, but it's been so long in this comic that the buildup is gone. I mean, most of the reader will have lost interest. By the time it happens, it's just like, oh yeah, this was a Predator comic. Forgot about that.
Yep. But yeah, this was really the only Predator action you get here. And it's 4 pages of it, I think. So he takes this guy out, which look, that's brutal. Like this is the type of stuff I want to see from Predator. Like I'm fine with this.
But I kind of wish we pulled in closer to
Correct.
it. But that we're out too far, and I don't like that.
And then he's got certain people that he's targeting. So like our main character guy, like he doesn't really seem to care about him at all for whatever reason. But then you'll see he's got his targets here, the people that he's going for. So he looks at our main character guy and it's like, nope, you're not on my list. And then you got this Joker that decides he's gonna like go out there and stop this Predator. Like, bro, did you just watch what he did? But he just runs at him like fist flying, and then he gets taken out. And then, of course, you have this chick right here that's like, I guess I'm next. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't with this.
There's nothing enjoyable about it.
No. Sonya Blade Light. You know what? If they had just done a Mortal Kombat crossover, this may have been more fun. But they didn't. So,
I mean, better yet, how about if they had just done, just go with the old cliche, like we're in a city, a crime-ridden city, and there's brutal murders happening, in the crime-ridden city, and we're trying to investigate and discover who it is. We got to bring in an expert. Would there been anything wrong with that?
No. The other thing, I feel like, we should be asking these writers, like, have you watched Predator 1 and 2?
1, I'm going to say no. 2, judging from, I told you and others, judging from the covers and interior art from that Smile spin-off comic book series from the films.
Oh, yeah.
Most of these jabronis, as Doc would say, have never seen Smile or Smile 2. And they just did their own thing. And I'm willing to bet you these jackasses never saw the films.
They probably either YouTube clips or watched more recent stuff. Which I'm mentioning the first two for a reason. Like Go back, watch those two, try to recreate that. I guess. Which I mean, that's what I'd want to pull from.
Yeah, it's like in the first one, it's just so great. You have all these great alpha males.
Yeah.
You know, you've got fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Shane Black is one of the guys, Jesse Ventura, and you're like, there's no way anyone's taking these guys down. But you have this one lone figure, you know, taking them all out one by one systematically, and it is great. And it just, but that doesn't really happen here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I agree with you there. So yeah, definitely not gonna recommend this one. We're gonna move on to our actual first Marvel book, and we have The Punisher #1. So this is a continuation of Punisher Red Band that Ben Percy was doing. And a quick question: do you feel like they dropped these 3 different Punisher titles to see kind of what got the best reaction to decide which way they wanted to go?
You know, that is a legitimately great question, because I honestly don't know. You know, but it is odd that they dropped pretty much 3 at the same time, and yeah, 3 at the same time. And I'm like, didn't you think about spreading these out throughout the year, not all at once?
Yeah, no, all at once. You had you had Punisher Red Band, Punisher Marvel Knights, and that Punisher Daredevil book. Yeah. And it was pretty unanimous that the Punisher Red Band, like even 2-3 issues in, was pretty much like the
winner,
the one that people were responding to.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, don't get me wrong, I love the fact we got 3 Punisher titles, and they're all at the very least decent, which is great. But it was just very weird. I'm like, I just take that as a triple down from Marvel on Punisher.
Yeah,
but maybe they're doing this to have them all out in time for the Spider-Man film because Punisher's in it. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Well, you got that special that I think is coming before the Spider-Man film too. So.
Yeah, maybe this is the year of the Punisher, and we're just we're late to the party.
Possibly that's it. But yeah, you do get Punisher #1. And despite this being a #1, I highly recommend you go read that 5-issue Red Band series first, because this continues that story.
Yeah, and you're not going to regret it. It is a blast.
No. Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. You might be a little cautious in the first issue because you got the whole amnesia thing going on, which I rolled my eyes and complained about. But then they handle it well. 1, they do.
2, I will gladly take that as an excuse to get rid of the Jason Aaron shit that happened before that.
Oh,
He's got amnesia. Perfect. Okay, fine. Yes, whatever it takes to get rid of that shit that happened.
Yep. I will say a big win here, and you mentioned this before. We got Jose Luis Suarez on the art, and that's the guy that we were praising in Daredevil recently.
Yes, he did the last few issues of Saladin Ahmed's run on Daredevil, and he was one of the very few artists that stands out at Marvel where he's not a Pepe Larraz clone. He is his own guy. He pencils his own stuff. It looks like a legit superhero comic that he's drawing, and he flipping nails this issue. He nails it.
Yep.
And I showed you. Oh, I love this page. I was gonna look into buying this. I was gonna look into getting it. But sure enough, like I showed you, Jose,
every page sold out.
Every page, including the cover, is sold out. So good for Jose.
Yeah,
and that is amazing. And yeah, like I said, he pencils everything he does, and everything is beautiful. He's sold out. I am ecstatic for him. This guy earned it. He's deserved it, and I cannot wait for the next issues because this guy is a rock star, and he is a step in the right direction for Marvel art-wise.
Yeah. I will say this to me is such an iconic image that I feel like you'll see this around for a while.
Yes, you will.
But yeah, great. The art's great here, but the story is also pretty fun. I'm not going to knock it. It's a good continuation that we've got going on here. Did you agree? Like, were you still happy with where the story's going?
Yeah, still happy with where the story's going. Yeah, I dug it.
Yeah, and they did a decent job of trying to discuss.
And fucking Jigsaw in this.
Yeah,
This I okay. I don't think in my history of reading Punisher, I don't think I've ever seen Jigsaw this twisted before. What he does.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. But no, I was really impressed with this. I enjoyed it a lot, and again, I enjoyed the Red Band run, but I always get nervous. Like, okay, what are you going to change up, or what are you going to do differently? And despite this not having the Red Band title, like you still get plenty of gruesome stuff in this. So
Yeah, they don't hold back, which is
no,
good.
and it's got again go back to the art, but you've got a nice gritty style to this as well, just with the cross hatching and stuff. He adds a nice texture to the art to give you that street level feel. So
Yeah.
I'm
Tombstone
really
looks
happy.
Tombstone looks good.
Tombstone looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the direction of this. I'm happy that Jose's on the art. Like, guy deserves it. I hope more people are become aware of him now.
Yeah. And
Because
here's the twisted Jigsaw Hellraiser shit I'm talking about. You
yeah,
know, oh, God.
yeah. I don't want to go too. I don't want to share too much, but yeah, I'm gonna stop there. You can kind of already see what's about to potentially go down. But yeah, good book. I definitely recommend this if you're a Punisher fan. It's worth it. Thank God we got Frank Castle back. Because if you'll remember when they announced Frank was coming back, we were all really excited, but we also had no hope because that first cover they dropped was that pink and blue, and we're like,
Yeah.
what is going on? But no, it's been good. So kudos to the team.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think I really wish I could have been a fly on the wall in the Marvel offices when Jason Aaron's run was coming out, and like there was getting them hearing the reception, and I want to know when that moment said, okay, we need to pivot. This is
Right.
not working.
Yeah. Moving on to another Marvel book that had a relaunch recently, and that is Iron Man. So we liked the first issue. Did you like this second follow up issue?
I liked it less. Look, it
Yeah,
just I. And the other thing is, like, so in this world, did Tony ever have the arc reactor in his chest? Because it's looking like that never happened.
I'm totally not the person. I don't keep up with Marvel as much as I did DC and indie books. So
Because I would
um,
think because they're establishing this as like an early point in Tony's career,
yeah,
and but he doesn't have the arc reactor in his chest because
yeah.
but and so I'm confused when all this is taking place.
Who knows? Who knows? I'm with you. I did not like it as much. I don't know. It felt a little more hokey here, I guess. If I
Yeah,
don't know. I
that's
feel like
fair.
I'm on the
That's fair.
but yeah, you have this opening scene, you got Iron Man and Cap doing some fighting, and then like Iron Man's trying to set up a date at the same like it was just like why? Why do we do this is just a pet peeve of mine. I don't understand why we do stuff like this. Let us just have our action sequence. Everyone and their dog tries to do like what's something cute or funny that I can do during the fight. Just let them have their fight, and then if you want to have something cute or funny afterwards, fine.
Now, and
Um,
that's what makes this so damn weird because we've seen Josh Williams. Josh Williamson is writing this. He's doing a
yeah,
kick-ass job on GI Joe and everything, and he does kick-ass action sequences there.
yep.
And part of me, actually, a good portion of me is telling me that his editor is nerfing his action here.
Mm.
No, it's like saying, no, Josh, make it stupider. No, make him stupider.
I'm with you that I do think the editors are making an impact. Because we even talked about this with Joshua over on the GI Joe stuff, where you know, when he got assigned to those books, we're like, I don't know, and then he did them. We're like, oh, dang, these are great. And then we had a lot of conversations about like he's probably got a good editor. And in addition to that, we know from other people that write at DC and Marvel that editors will come in and just rewrite their scripts. So you'll have a writer do a script and an editor come in and will change a little bit to a lot. And then it still gets put out under that writer's name. So I'm sure there's a lot of involvement with the editor, whether it's beforehand or after. And this isn't awful. It's just not as good as I think we were hoping it was going to be.
Correct.
Um,
This isn't the testosterone action packed run. And I was like, where does I'm like, wait a minute, why is Corsair here.
Okay, so at first I was reading this and I looked at it and I was like, I don't remember Tony having a costume like that. And I was like, wait, no, that's Corsair. What the beep is Corsair doing here? And then it gets even more weird because you have MODOK coming in later. You're like, okay, sure. But yeah, I'm still gonna keep checking this out. But this was not the strongest issue for me.
No.
Still miles better than Tony Stark books have been for years now.
Yes.
But not what I was hoping we were ultimately gonna get.
Yeah.
And then hey, Melinda May. Yeah. Now, something that I am loving, Infernal Hulk. So we do get Nick Klein back for this issue.
He's back, baby.
He's back, baby. And we're going into is it the Hulkscape? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yep, the Hulkscape, or hell, if you will.
Yeah. So really interesting, weird stuff going on here, but I'm all for it. I'm on board.
To really summarize this issue, it's that Hulk meets every iteration of the Hulk in the Hulkscape. So he meets Joe Fixit, he meets Planet Hulk, Emperor Hulk, whatever you want to call him, traditional Hulk, Hulk Light, New Hulk, Diet Hulk, Vanilla Hulk. But he discovers that no matter what he does, no matter how many people he has, he cannot escape. He can't.
Yeah. Yeah, when I said it's weird, you get a lot of weird imagery like this. Same. It's creepy, but it works with what you're doing here. And then this is when he gets into seeing all the other Hulks. Like he comes into contact with them shortly after this. And yeah, it works in the context of the story. If you read Philip Kennedy Johnson's run leading up to Infernal Hulk, you get a lot of context from there that plays into this as well. And I'm really enjoying this book. I think it's probably the best thing Marvel's got going at the moment. So that's high praise for sure. But they just need to, as much as possible, stay consistent with Nick Klein on the art, for the love of God, please. Because every time he's not on, it's drastically noticeable. And then they'll do things to try to make it where it's not so noticeable. Like they'll try to purposely not tell stories focusing on Hulk. But then to me, I just like, all right, well, you're not showing me what I want, and the art's not nearly as good either. So, but yeah, here's where you get the other Hulks coming in here. So, yeah, fun book for sure. Anything else you want to add for this?
No, just it's a solid read once again.
Now there is another Hulk book that's on the stand that Hulk smashes everything, and this has totally been killing it for you, right?
Oh, totally, totally.
Yeah, Ryan North, folks. That's all I feel like I need to say. But go ahead, Drew. I'll let you talk about this.
So yeah, I have. I don't know if I'd say loathe, but I have not enjoyed this series at all. When you have a series called Hulk smashes everything, that's what I want. And a good comparison to that. I don't know if the gentleman in our chat is still watching. Talking about he likes indie books. There was a one called Destroy, written and illustrated by Scott McCloud, which was pretty much a huge 11x17 oversized, massive fight between a hero and a villain, pretty much bashing and destroying each other through a cityscape. That was the whole damn comic called Destroy. It is amazing. And that's what I wanted from this series. And we didn't get that in the first couple issues, so I was very let down. But in this third issue, boy, it is Hulk versus the Black Hole, and it is fucking awesome. I loved it. This was the Hulk smash. Hulk smashes everything that I wanted.
Nice. All right. Well, that I didn't read this because the first two were not up there for me. But I'm glad to hear that this one was actually a good one. So I'm gonna have to go back and check this out.
Yeah, it's just so funny when you have Ryan North, scientifically explaining a black hole, the power it is, how powerful it is, nothing else can escape it, all this. Then he's interjecting the Hulk. That's how he's counteracting the black hole. It is so fucking great. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to go back and read this because that actually does sound like that could be a fun and like the total like kind of hammy comic book thing you want. I think you're right. Like if
That's
you're
what I want.
yeah, if you're again, if you got the title that says Hulk smashes everything, have him smash a freaking black hole. Why not? Um, yeah, actually, just on it. Honestly, the art's pretty interesting too. How they're doing the
Yeah,
layouts. So,
yeah.
all right,
This
yeah, I'll
this
have
was
to.
the first time. This issue was the first one I felt like, oh my god, they're trying here. They're actually
Yeah,
trying.
like oh,
And
they understood the assignment. Okay, cool.
yeah, Ryan
Yeah,
Ryan Ryan North Frank Drebin his way into a good comic book here. How about that? Good for him.
nice. One more Marvel book before we drop to the comments, and that is Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral #1. So this is a 9-issue series that's kind of bringing. I
God
know
help us.
it's kind
God
of
help us.
bringing everything together. And look, if you want a quick rundown of this issue, this is pretty much like, what's that? You have been reading Spider-Man, you haven't been reading Venom, which is Mary Jane Venom, and you haven't been reading Eddie Brock Carnage. Don't worry, we'll catch you up. So you get just kind of like a recap of the characters and what they're doing and going through, and that's kind of the issue.
This was I could not believe how boring, utterly
Yeah,
boring this fucking comic was. You
yeah,
have Venom, Carnage, Spider Man, and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have big, explosive, bombastic action and violence. No, none of that shit.
yeah.
And I was pissed.
Yeah, no, I look when I said what I said. This is literally like, here, let us just catch you up on Spider Man. Let us catch you up on Eddie Brock Carnage, and let us catch you up on Mary Jane Venom. That is literally all this is. Like, let's try to find a way to recap what's going on in that book, and we'll put it here. So you don't have really any action or crossover or interactions until the very, very end. So I feel like they should have made this a 0 issue, which I know people kind of hate that trope and stuff, but at least it would have. I don't know. I felt like I would have digested it better as a 0 issue than
A number
being
saying
like, oh, here's
this is your number one. This is your lead off hit right here.
correct. Yeah,
This is a joke.
yeah. Now, do I think cool things could be coming? Sure, but you kind of had a swing and a miss with this first issue.
What's even funnier? How many writers did they have on this? Take a guess how many writers they had in this damn
It was
comic.
like 5, right? 4 or 5.
And more than two, probably at least three.
Yeah,
That shows you how many cooks in
yeah.
the kitchen we had, and they couldn't amount to jack and shit.
Right. Yeah. Like, again, I understand what they were trying to do, but if you're going to have this be the first issue of an event, you've got to find a better way of doing this. And they try to implement this like murder mystery thing going on throughout here, but it's not enough.
We're not here for that. I'm not here for a fucking murder mystery. I don't
Well,
give a
no.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, but you could have found a better way to like introduce the story, maybe with these murders and how it's connected to the other characters, but have action with those characters and bring them in that way, not like, hey, for 6 pages, we're gonna catch you up on Petey and what he's been doing and all of his crazy space adventures and stuff. And then we're gonna give you 6 pages of Eddie, and guess what? Eddie has Carnage now. Crazy, right? And then, did you hear who the new Venom is? That's right, it's Mary Jane. What? Mind blown. Which I have not liked Mary Jane at all as Venom. So that's but yeah, this felt like a wasted opportunity for a first issue. So I will stand strongly behind that, and I'm gonna hopefully try to look at the second issue, and it's probably gonna feel like what a first issue should feel like. So that's all I can really say. The villain, the little guy that's on the cover, looks like a creepy villain. I will give that.
Did they show
And
up at all, or was he in the very last page?
he's like literally the last page.
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
Yeah,
there he is.
boom. So I mean, he looks creepy. I'm down. Death Spiral or whatever his name is. Like, all right, cool. And clearly he's going after MJ. So all right,
no.
like, I know, right? Oh no, say it ain't so. But yeah, like you find that he's the kind of correlation there, or maybe his name's Torment. I don't know. But yeah, so What I will say is I read Eddie Brock Carnage. I actually thought it was quite a bit of fun, and this what's going on here is was a big part of that story that Eddie would sleep or black out and he wouldn't know what Carnage had done while he was out. So the fact that that's coming in here, I appreciate that, but yeah, overall not a strong start. We're gonna hit pause for a second, go to the comments and see what's going on here. Let's see. Why is the background pink? I don't know what book that comment was for, but I don't know.
Might have been the Predator comic.
Oh, maybe.
It's called
Uh,
Fuchsia.
Oh,
or,
yeah. Come on.
bisexual lighting.
Pretty much. And then Jamin D, empty colored background, beautiful. Yeah, that if you know me, if you listen to me, that is my biggest pet peeve. When you just have color splashes or like ombre color, I hate it. Like like stop being lazy, put a background in there. And listen, I get they're on a short time window, but still, they used to do it all the time. They can do it now. Are they trapped in a cotton candy factory? Yes, they are. We got Zax.
That would have made for a much more interesting story. I'll say that.
Yeah, most likely. We got Zax in the house. What's up, brother? Nice to see you here. Jamin D put Ben Percy question. I don't know. I haven't liked his stuff so far. Listen, I'm with you. And I don't think he's the best at long form storytelling. However, I thought his second attempt at Green Arrow, meaning his rebirth run, was really good. And then everything outside of that, he's very much been hit or miss for me. But so far, he's doing some fun stuff with Punisher. So
he's doing the Lord's work right now. He's been having to fix all the damage that Jason Aaron did, and he's doing a solid job. And all things considered,
indeed. This nice work. Disney She-Hulk? Nope, I don't think Disney She-Hulk popped up in Infernal Hulk, unfortunately. What a miss, leaving money on the table there. Gosh. Jamie D put Josh, you're expecting too much brain power from these people. Yeah, that's fair.
But we have mind power. They have brain power, but we have mind power.
Yeah. And then JK put that villain looks like White Mask Obito. I have no idea who that is.
Obviously.
You know who Obito is?
No, I'm being sarcastic. I have no idea what that is.
I'm assuming it's an anime character based on what popped up, but
it's one of those hentai things kids are into these days.
Sure, yeah, hentai. Okay,
yeah. Kids are doing all that stuff.
Yeah, anytime you mention anime, I'm lost. Oh, I see the white mask in a picture now. Yeah, I see it. I still don't know who this dude is, but I see it. We're uncultured swine. Right. Oh, Molo put Youngblood responding to the blank backgrounds. Yeah, it's just common in modern comics.
It's common, and it wasn't just with Youngblood. I mean, look, Jay Lee did it a lot too. Jay Lee was a fantastic artist. It helped Stephen Platt back in the day. He did that too. So I mean, when you're I'm not trying to defend it, but when you have artists of that magnitude, we're not really paying attention to the backgrounds. We're paying attention to what's going on front and center in the panels.
But also, they would do it sparingly, and they would do it usually when they wanted you to focus on something involving the character, like a reaction or like a shocking moment. But they still had plenty of backgrounds that they would show. Like a lot of your artists these days, you might get a quarter of a background and you'll have like 2 to 3 pages of just color splashes as the background everywhere you look. That to me is what feels like it's lazy. If you have it every now and then, fine. Like I get it. Again, you're on a crunch, like a time crunch to get these books out. So, all righty, we're gonna go ahead and move on to DC, and we're gonna kick things off with the Batman Second Night, which I thought this was a ton of fun.
Yes.
Coming in, and it's interesting because we were both a little unsure about the First Night, Batman the First Night. Like it was a pretty book, but story-wise it was just meh. But they brought Superman in with this. You still have that kind of like 1940s timeline, 1940s timeline, and I am just I thought this was a ton of fun. I love the look of the book. I love the kind of like throwback styling that it has to it. I love that they're playing into like how these characters were during that time. Like Superman couldn't fly, but he could jump really high and really far. They've got references to all that.
Yeah.
But it's a fun like kind of setup and story that you got these two interacting and they don't start off on the best of terms and you've got Scarecrow that's out there doing his thing and
He's got his lackey, the Hangman, doing his with his own agenda, and
correct.
it's fun. And
Yeah.
like you said, I love this world that Dan Jurgens and Mike Perkins have set up here, and I want to spend more time in this world.
Yep.
And I hope that if we get a volume 3, volume 4, or more, that we see more of this world, and maybe we get a JSA by Mike Perkins and Dan
Yeah.
Jurgens with these heroes. And what was great about this at the end of this issue, it's like, oh crap! I did not expect this. There's a big personal change with one of our lead heroes that I did not see coming. So that if there's a volume 3, it's going to be coming in with a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like this has been a lot of fun. I love the stylization of it. Even here with this, you've got Scarecrow, but you've got Gordon with the gas mask coming in. Like they're finding ways to play with it.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought it was Wesley Dodds. I'm like, yes,
yeah,
Wesley Dodds. I was like, oh, it's Gordon. There, okay.
I literally went, is that the Sandman?
I'm like, please, yes, be Sandman. But oh no, it's
no,
okay,
but it's okay. It still works. But yeah, like I don't know. There's just a certain noir to this that kind of reminds me and takes me back to these kind of just specifically street level Batman type comics.
These pulp heroes.
Yes, and I've missed that for a while. I mean, it's one of the things that made Dark Patterns so much fun too. But you get it here, but also set in a time period. So I really enjoyed this. I love what they're doing with Julie Madison. That was, if you're a Batman fan, she was Batman's first love interest. So the fact that they've got her here doing great things, and they end this story on a really interesting note that, okay, if they don't do a third issue, it works, but they're going to do a third volume, and you can already tell where how they ended is going to kind of go. But I'm with you. I want to see who they bring in because I feel like we're not done with Superman. We'll see more of him. So I'm curious to see who are they going to bring in next. And part of me thinks Wonder Woman.
World War II is only kicking off now.
Correct.
And America is getting ready to enter the war. So things are only going to be ramping up.
Agreed. But yeah, I'm down to spend more time in this world. Kudos, DC. You've got a good, fun book on your hand. Speaking of Superman, we had Superman 35 come out this week. It was a DC KO tie-in. This is the one book that actually feels like a relevant tie-in out of all the tie-ins we're getting. But yeah, what were your thoughts on this, Drewski?
Once again, we had some of the best pencilers this week show off their craft. One was what's his name on the Punisher, Jose.
Yep.
And we had Nick Klein on the Hulk. We had Eddie, and we had Nick Klein on the Hulk, and we have Eddie Barrows here on Superman.
Right.
Eddie, oh my God. It's like, look, guys, this guy does everything in pencil. If you want to see the originals, check out his Facebook page, check out his Instagram page. You'll see all the original pencils. They are immaculate. This guy is a rock star. How he's not getting more work is a crime. But he is just shredding his stuff here. He's like little Jerry, little Jerry the cockfighter. He is shredding his stuff, and it looks amazing. And it's essentially the final fight between Superman Prime, the Legionnaires against the Dark Legion, and the superpowered Lois. And it's the battle of the wills. Will the heroic Legion defeat the evil Legion? Will they have them see the light? It was good.
Yeah, I think part of the benefit of this too is this is the story to me that feels like it's actually got some weight to it. If that makes any sense, like it's and I say the story meaning everything connected with KO. Like so much of KO just feels like high bombastic action that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But this feels like you'll have ongoing plot threads that carry out of this into the future. So, but yeah, I will second Eddie Barrow's art as well. Just he's so good, and all the stuff that he's worked on Detective Comics in the past, like he's been with DC for a while, and he doesn't get the praise that he deserves overall. So, go check it out. It's a solid issue. Yeah. All right, Drewski.
But the interesting part is the ending, because look,
yeah.
All I'll say is I told it to our buddy Wes. We read Infinite Crisis, and we know Superboy Prime. We know the evil shit he did in Infinite Crisis, and we know how the Kents reacted to that. And when you have Superboy Prime, who committed all those evil acts, which still exist in this timeline, and he shows up to the kids with a smile on his face, like, "Hey guy, hey family, how's it going?" And it's just like, there's something wrong about this. I don't know if they're hoping that we don't remember the evil shit he did, or that it's just, oh yeah, don't worry about that. It's just, he just accidentally murdered people and ripped off their limbs. Don't worry about it. It was just fine. It was an accident. But I really don't know how we're supposed to feel, because I remember what he did.
Yeah.
And that's not very heroic.
Nope. They're definitely pulling a like, oh, what's that? You want to read more about Superboy Prime? Yeah, I'm sure there's some books out there. You might find something. Just yeah. Oh, you know. Like everything they can to not remind you of what's out there and what he did. It does feel like they're kind of doing that, but we'll see. I'm allowing it for now, I guess. I guess it could be worse, and that's where my mind is. I will say I don't like superpowered Lois, so I'm ready for that to go away, but I'm also allowing it for now just because it's DCKO and all this crap going on. But I like Lois to be human, so let's get her back there sooner rather than later. Did you read Absolute Wonder Woman?
I did. It left no impression on me. I thought it was nah.
So even the previous issue where Zatanna showed up, we were both kind of like, we weren't. Well, this is supposedly the Suicide Squad, and it's just a really weird Suicide Squad.
Yes.
But yeah, I was very much not. I just didn't care. And a lot of this for me is honestly Hayden Sherman's art. Like I just don't care for it.
Yeah, I think he was the wrong guy for this.
Which listen is crazy because we absolutely loved him on Batman Dark Patterns, but here just it doesn't work.
There are just some things he's just not strong enough at yet, and I really think the guy who did those one or two Absolute Wonder Woman issues, the standout guy, if he had done this issue, holy crap,
my gosh,
this would have been a banger. Would have really been more impactful. We really felt the weight of the fight going on.
Agreed. So you get a big fight between Giganta and Diana in a bit, and it just looks clunky and corny. Like, it doesn't feel intense to me. Like, I get she's getting smashed, but like the feet to me look almost comically weird. I don't know. It didn't feel intense, and I feel like this should have felt intense. And I agree with you. If we had that other artist, this would have been a banger of an issue because we're getting action. I just didn't care for it. So you do have her Pegasus coming in. I liked that moment. She also uses her magic to become the same size as Giganta. I was like, all right, cool. Like, sure, I'm down. Like you see it here. But the only thing I genuinely liked was actually at the very end. And I don't even fully understand what's happening, but I'm like, all right, I get it. So you do have Zatanna that transforms, I guess is the best way to put it. And she ends up killing this cheetah that isn't Barbara Minerva cheetah. And then she goes
I was like, wait a minute, it was another cheetah. It wasn't Minerva? It's like, oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, because Barbara's off kind of doing other stuff, but then you've got this chick here that's Cheetah as well. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm missing it, this is Zatanna, right? Like this skeleton.
That's what
I
I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, same. So yeah, she kills Cheetah. Diana finds Cheetah, realizes she's dead, and then you've got her here at the end, and then she calls Diana the Burn Witch, in which Diana lost her arm, and she's got an arm there because of magic, but it suddenly starts melting off. Which this to me is a crazy image, like it's a crazy visual. I loved this visual, but I went to the whole issue to like what 2 pages essentially. That's it.
Yeah.
That's yeah. But this is where this book is for me has been highly inconsistent. There's moments where it's really good, a lot of moments where it's not. Um, so who knows? But I enjoyed these last 2 pages. That's all I can give it. It's sad times. Final book of the night, we do have Green Lantern, and I'm really curious to know your thoughts on this issue.
I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It felt like great. This felt like a yeah, it was a good character growth issue, and it was great seeing Hal make this mature decision.
Yeah.
And oh my, the art in this, Montos, he did a fantastic job in this issue. And Carol, she is a fucking knockout in this.
Agreed.
And so is Dove. But I love the entire issue. And when you see Carol when she gets pissed off, did you just ruin our night? Did you just ruin the engagement? The woman like, oh. Yeah, it's like I dug it. I really loved it. Although she has kind of cankles right there. Not a fan of those. But
I mean, they're not too bad. Like this calf's kind of getting hidden. This one you gotta.
I'm looking at Laura. It looks like she kind of has cankles, but whatever. Okay. I'm nitpicking. But anyway, she's thick. She looks good. But I enjoyed it, and I know I've noticed the one controversial decision is at the end of this, not involving Carol or Hal. It's the fact that it looks like Kyle is going to be kind of taken over, and I know there are a lot of fans who are not happy with that.
It's interesting with the Green Lantern because there are fans of every Green Lantern, but they're very much fans of that Green Lantern, and that's the Green Lantern they want.
Yeah, it's kind of like Flash. There are the Barry fans, there are the Barry fans, there are the Wally fans, then there are the weirdos like me who like Max Mercury. But it just you never know.
Well, I think the thing with Green Lantern though is you have more that you have people divided on. So you've got Hal, you've got Kyle, but you also have Guy and you have John. So you're adding even more people into that mix. But they had announced that they were going to shift the focus to Kyle, and that's part of the reason I was asking, like, what did you think about this issue? Because part of me was like, are they stalling until the Kyle stuff starts? Like, but no, I thought this was a great character moment. I'm curious to see because look, if we know one thing about Jeremy, he understands long form storytelling. So I'm waiting to see how he has all this come back in together further down the line because it will. If DC lets him do his thing, then it will. So I think that's what I'm curious to see what happens. But yeah, I do agree with you. It's a very like adult, mature decision that Hal is making here, and it's setting up for it to make sense for Kyle stepping in. So I'm good with it. But
Josh lost audio. But yeah, the other thing I will say, there's one thing I wish we had more in the Green Lantern series is more consistent art. It seems like we've had great artists, come in and out, do one issue here and there. But it's like, can we get one guy on the regular?
Yeah.
Please. It's just we're not really getting that, which is kind of a shame. Like if we're gonna get Montos, let's get Montos on the regular. Let's get V. Ken Marion on the regular.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that, so it's kind of disappointing. But yeah, this overall, this was a fun issue, and I will be reading the 600th issue. Is that what 600?
I guess.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I can't wait. Curious to see what happens.
I'm down.
Yeah, my proposal.
Yeah, this look. If anything, Jeremy Adams showed you how you do a date night issue. Don't do what they did in Spider-Man, like what 2 years ago. It was.
Or don't do what Tom King did in his entire
Oh
Batman
God,
run.
yes, please. I try to forget that crap exists. Thanks, Drew. Thanks.
Oh, and so speaking of which, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but Tom King, he's doing a lot of his own little retroactive continuity about things that happened.
Of course.
Decisions that who made decisions, things were just. Oh no, none of that was my decision. None of that was my call. I never wanted the editor taken off. I never wanted to make that decision.
Oh,
I never
come on.
Like, Tom, you are so full of fucking shit right now.
Yeah. You know what? I would like Tom to say that in front of Mark Doyle and let him respond, because it's very clear, and Mark has made it very clear that, look, the fact that he got shunned, Mark Doyle got kicked off as the Batman group editor so fast when he had done so incredibly well taking over as Batman group editor for the New 52, killing it through the New 52, getting a really great start for Rebirth, and then he gets kicked off because Tom wanted an artist that said he was on vacation.
David Finch.
I'm like,
yeah,
what, bro? That's crappy. Yeah, and then they literally shunned Mark Doyle to the side of it. Craziness. Anyway, let's wrap up with the comments real quick before we wrap up our night. Where did we leave? Let's see. We've got Molo saying, "I hope they keep these going. Jurgens and Perkins are great together." Completely agree. Batman second night's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what third night is. We've got Jay Blue dropping in with, "Hey, you guys just dropped in. Hello, nice to see you. Welcome." And Jamin D put, and this is referring to Wonder Woman, but Josh, it's kind of those abstract artist choice suited for Wonder Woman. Don't you see? No, I don't either. Yeah. And listen, Hayden, great artist. Again, loved Batman Dark Patterns. Everything. I feel like Hayden Sherman's art is better suited to when you can do some of those dark kind of culty things. And even though there are culty things in Wonder Woman, they don't do enough dark stuff with them. And then all the other stuff just doesn't work with him. JK enjoyed Green Lantern. Yeah, it was a fun issue. It was a nice palate cleanser. I think before we start getting into whatever this new stuff is. And Jamin D says Hal all the way. Sure. I like all the Green Lanterns. Honestly, I really do.
All I'm going to say is, all things considered, at least Jeremy didn't pick JoJo Mullins or Teen Lantern, because if he had done that, Revolt, that would just instant boycott.
Well, also Kyle hasn't had much of a spotlight in a while, so we'll give him one. Why not? I'm curious to see if they explore the whole White Lantern aspect of him further.
Oh yeah, the White Power Lantern. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, White Power. Hey.
I distinctly remember a lot of his commentary. Ethan Van Sciver would talk about that when he was talking about with the editor at the time. I forget what the guy's name was, but the guy had mentioned I was trying a white Power Lantern. And Ethan's like, you want to have a White Power Lantern, and think about that. Think about what you just said right now.
Yeah. The only thing I'm glad we don't really see much of anymore is, what was Scott Snyder? What was it that he did? The Spectrum Lantern or whatever. I was like,
the Indigo Lantern, or
I guess, was it Indigo?
He did it with Ultraviolet Ray Spectrum Lantern.
Something. He did it with John in Justice League, and I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this.
No, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I could not read Scott Snyder's Justice League run. I thought it was unreadable.
There were stuff that I really liked, and then there's stuff that I did not like, because he just went too Scott Snyder-y on certain things. But I feel like there was an issue that focused on Superman for an issue, and that ended up being really good. But again, one issue. So yeah. Anyway, that is gonna wrap up the night for us. Drewski, is there anything else you want to share before we close out?
Like I already said, Ethan Van Sciver cover coming soon, coming in later this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stay tuned. I've already been sharing all our exclusives for MegaCon that we've got. All the Reichi cosplay covers, Thiago de Silva covers, the Dan Fraga and Shelby Robertson cover. We got a lot of great stuff at MegaCon here and dropping in a couple weeks. We're supposed to be doing a pre-sale, hopefully soon-ish, hopefully next week or so. But and working on issues 3 and 4 right now for Unholy Nightmare. Soon to be working on issue 5.
Craziness.
So yeah,
Great.
stay tuned.
Indeed. If people want to find you, where can they find you? To stay tuned.
You can find me on find me at MegaCon in a couple weeks down in Orlando. Hanging out with the lovely Leslie Lyrics. You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can find me on Saturdays on Wes's channel, Thinking Critical. And, talking the best of the week.
Indeed. And by the way, if you are ever at a con and you see us, like, come say hello. Like, we love to chat with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, so if you see Drewski at a booth, just go by and be like, hey, Drew, you're gonna have to let us know your handle though.
I know I can be physically intimidating because of how big I am. But
Drew is actually, Drew's a pretty tall fellow. I'm not gonna lie. He's also a hugger, so get ready. You might get a hug depending on who you are.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. All I'm gonna say is the world where we live in. I think we could all use a couple hugs.
Agreed. I will say, I feel like it's always funny when we're at cons though, because people walk up and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm Scott." And we're like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Scott?" And they're like, "Big, you know, I'm a fan of you guys. I watch y'all." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then we have no idea who this person is. And then we're like, so what's your handle? And they'll say, and they're like, oh, it's just like just sudden, like, and the light bulb goes off that we're like, oh my gosh, you know, and then we turn into idiots and just talk all weekend. But yeah, go visit Drew, go check out his channel, follow him. He's always posting. Look, we didn't cover any of his books tonight, but he's working on a ton of shit. So go, well, not shit, but a ton of stuff. And, his stuff's good. I feel bad for saying shit now. That was shit, not referring to quality, just a shit ton of stuff. Yes. Just keep digging the grave over here. But no, go check out his work. He's always posting updates, and he has an knack of writing really fun stories that are all different from one another and getting some banger artists on them too. So just go check it out and stay in tune with what he's working on. Whenever there's new campaigns, we'll definitely be sharing them here. And if you want to follow the channel, it's at ByPopped on X. We are here most Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll be back Thursday of this week for this week's books for that floppy drop. And then next week we'll have Top Comics of February and floppy drop again. So come join us, hang out for a good time. We'll probably take, I'll stay in touch with Drew. We might take the week after that off so he can just focus and prepare and rest and get ready for
decompose.
Yeah. And then we can come back after that, but we'll let you know for sure as we get closer to it. If you want to follow me directly, I'm at Joshua L. McDonald on X, and then JoshWorks903 on Instagram, where I mainly post pictures of my dogs. So thank you for tuning in. We had a lot of fun. It's always fun to talk comics with you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Or no, Thursday. My days are thrown off. Thursday. We'll see you Thursday. Good night.
Bye.